When did you realize you were stronger than your past? I hadn't spoken to my mom in 6 years. People always ask why, and I never know how to explain it without sounding dramatic. But the truth is, my childhood was just a constant loop of screaming matches, slammed doors, and getting punished for stuff I didn't even do. My mom controlled everything: what I wore, who I talked to at school, what time I went to bed, even when I was 16. And the worst part wasn't even the rules. It was how she made me feel like I deserved all of it, like I was the problem. At 18, I packed a trash bag full of clothes and left. No big speech or goodbye letter. Just walked out one Tuesday morning while she was at work. I crashed on my friend Becca's couch for 3 months while working at a donut shop downtown. The pay was garbage and I smelled like grease every day, but it was mine. Every time I burned a batch of bagels or dropped someone's change, I heard my mom's voice saying, "You ruin everything you touch," but I kept showing up anyway. After a few months, my manager Kevin noticed I was always on time and gave me more hours, then made me a shift lead. I saved enough to rent a tiny studio apartment with a bathroom so small you could sit on the toilet and wash your hands at the same time. All my furniture came from Facebook Marketplace and the curb, and my couch had a stain shaped like Ohio, but I didn't care because it was mine. I signed up for night classes at community college and didn't tell anyone because part of me still thought I'd fail and prove my mom right. I studied at the donut shop during slow hours, sometimes taking notes on napkins. It took me 4 years to get my associate's degree and 2 more to finish my bachelor's in social work, and the day I graduated, I sat in my car and cried for 20 minutes. Not sad crying, just crying. I got hired as a case manager for foster teens at a nonprofit downtown. The office was depressing with buzzing fluorescent lights and carpet that smelled like old coffee, but the work felt important, even when I was drowning in paperwork and phone calls and wondering if I was helping at all. One November afternoon, a 14-year-old girl named Daisy came into my office early after her foster mom dropped her off and left. She sat across from me and cried quietly, then told me her foster mom had screamed at her that morning for eating leftover pizza, called her selfish and ungrateful, and said she didn't deserve to live there. Daisy kept apologizing like it was her fault for being upset, and I froze because I was looking at myself 15 years ago. I'd once been screamed at for eating a granola bar my mom was saving and made to stand in the corner for an hour. When Daisy said, "Sorry, I'm being dramatic, it's not a big deal," something clicked, and I told her it was a big deal, that she was allowed to eat food in her own home, allowed to be upset, and that none of it was her fault. She looked at me like I'd spoken another language and asked if my parents ever did that to me. And instead of lying, I told her the truth, that my mom screamed at me for existing, that I left with nothing and spent years thinking I was broken, until I realized she was wrong and I wasn't the problem. I told Daisy I did everything my mom said I couldn't do, that I built a life and now help kids like her so they don't feel as alone as I did, and she just nodded, wiping her face. We sat in silence until her caseworker came to get her, and as she walked out, she turned around and said, "Thanks for not lying to me.